Namaste, yogis, and welcome to your practice. Today's practice is all about how you hold your ground, how you hold yourself up so you can have strong boundaries and out of that, limitless love. The way that we become humans who thrive on radical personal responsibility begins with the truth and the mantra, I honor myself first. It's when we honor ourselves first that we are able to offer our most potent and most powerful medicine into the world. Too often we sacrifice ourselves and we veer from our path because we are people-pleasing, either because we're trying to achieve some result in our relationships or because we're simply avoiding conflict. But the more that we can learn to stand in ourselves and be confident and trust who we are, the more we're able to expand, stay permeable, say no when we need to say no, and let our yes be a resounding yes. So we'll practice today standing strong in our legs so we can open up our capacity for receptivity. Join me and let's get started. Please come to all fours on your mat. Plant your hands directly underneath of your shoulders and your knees directly under your hips. And we'll just start with some simple spinal movements. So inhale, arch your back, look forward. And exhale, push the floor away, tuck your chin in your tail, and curl in. 2 more times, please. Inhale, find a back bend. And exhale, round your spine. 1 more time. Inhale, find the back bend. And exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin. Good. Inhale, find the back bend once again. And then curl your toes under and take your seat high and wide, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Reach your sitting bones up and back. Wrap your armpits towards your heart and press down into the L shape of your hands. Good. Step your feet to touch and take your left leg and cross it behind your right ankle and then drop your right heel towards the mat and stretch your calf. Couple breaths. And switch sides, cross your left ankle in front of your right, hook your right front of your ankle behind your left heel, and once again push your left heel towards the mat. Stretch your calf. And then step your feet apart, hip distance apart in downward facing dog, seat high and wide once again. Inhale and come forward to plank pose, look forward. And exhale, seat up and back, down dog. Again, inhale, come forward to plank, strong. And exhale, downward facing dog. Once again, with your in-breath, come forward to plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good, this time, inhale, come forward to plank and hold 5 breaths. Press back through your heels and push the floor away harder than it's pushing you. Draw your front body up and in, and here, hold your ground. And even in this challenging posture, can you find a little bit of softness and receptivity in the parts of you that don't need to hold you up here? Take another deep breath in. Long breath out. Last inhale. And exhale, lower all the way onto your belly. Press the tops of your feet into the mat, push your pubic bone down, and inhale, curl up, small cobra. Exhale, and lower back down. Once again, inhale, small cobra. Exhale, lower down. Come up on your fingertips, out wider than your mat with your elbows up towards the sky. Push those little baby toes onto the floor, and once again, curl up, cobra. And exhale and lower down. This time, inhale, come up to cobra, and then swing your torso to the right and look back at your right foot. Stretch the left side body. Dip down through the midline and come up to the left. Look back at your left foot and stretch right side body. Come back to the center and lower down. 1 more time, inhale, come up, cobra. Exhale and lower down. Plant your palms and make your way up and back, downward facing dog. Take another breath in downward facing dog. And then step your right foot all the way between your hands and drop to your back knee and just gently move your hips around a little bit. And you can curl the back toes under and straighten that back leg if you wish. Just move around, start to open up your hips. One more breath here. And then plant your palms and step back, downward facing dog. Step your left foot between your hands. And once again, same thing, just move around, open up those hips. And now look forward and step to the top of your mat to Uttanasana, a little bend in your knees. Take opposite palm to opposite elbow and turn inward. And as you hang over your legs, what can you trust in this moment? What about yourself can you hold confidence in? And hold your ground well in your legs, push down into your feet. And then with that same velocity and intensity, push up through your sitting bones and let your torso be soft. Release your palms. Inhale, trace the fronts of your legs, halfway lift. Exhale, bow in. Push all the way to stand, sweep your arms up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Pause here. Step your legs to touch. Zip them together and lengthen your tailbone, draw your pubic bone slightly up and in. Inhale, take your arms up, catch your left wrist, and tilt up and over to the right. And roll the right side of your chest forward, squeeze your legs. Good, and now a little different. Round forward through that left shoulder so that you stretch the back of the left ribs. A little bit of spinal flexion, rolling forward. And then come back up and open, and back up to stand. Catch your right wrist and tilt up and over to the left. Squeeze your legs. Big breath. And then once again, round forward, breathing into the back of your right ribs. And roll it back, open up to the top, and release your arms. Good. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, a little bend in your knees, fold forward. Inhale, and halfway lift. In this first round, please step back to plank pose. Inhale, plank pose, look forward. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, open your chest. And exhale, downward facing dog. Hold and breathe. Bend your knees and look forward. And at the bottom of your exhale, step or float all the way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and bow in, exhale. Inhale, push all the way up to stand, sweep your arms up, and exhale, take your hands to your heart center. Once again, inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, hinge from your hips, and bow in. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step or jump, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe. Very good. Bend your knees and look forward. Bottom of your exhale, step or float to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow in and fold. Inhale, push all the way up to stand, sweep your arms up. And exhale, take your hands to your heart center. Good. Inhale, take your arms up once again. Exhale, fold from your hips, bow in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. And then take your left hand out past your mat, spin your fingertips open, and bring your right hand to your right thigh. Stay nice and strong in your legs. Curl your chest open, and then stretch your right arm to the sky and twist. And out of the stability of your legs, get soft and open through the upper body. And breathe. Take your right hand back down to the mat and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. And exhale, please lower all the way to your belly. Interlace your fingers at your lower back. Push your knuckles back, lift your chest, and lift your legs, Shalabhasana. Another deep breath in. And then lower down and press up and back, downward facing dog. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Spin your right fingertips open and take your left hand to your thigh. And for a moment, drop into your pelvis and feel what that does to your breathing and your chest. And then re-engage the legs. Curl your left arm high, twist, and lean back and open up. Find your breath. Take your left hand back to the mat and step back, downward facing dog. Vinyasa, inhale forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee, round your back, draw your right knee in towards your nose, hollow your front body, and then step your right foot between your hands. Straighten your back leg powerfully, and then lift your chest, lift your arms up, modified warrior one. From here, take opposite palm to opposite elbow and expand the frame from elbow to shoulder and shoulder to elbow. Drive your pubic bone forward and stand strong in your legs. Take your arms up to the sky, catch your left wrist, and tilt up and over to the right. Open your side body. Inhale, come back up to the center. And exhale, take your hands down to the mat and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full deep breath. Take your left leg up to the sky. Once again, bend your knee, round your back, hollow your front body, and take your knee to your nose. And step your left foot through. Once again, get strong, anchored in your legs, confident in your stability, and then unfurl, take your chest up, reach your arms to the sky, and take opposite palm to opposite elbow once again. Anchor down into your front heel to create more height in your spine. Take your arms up, catch your right wrist, and tilt up and over to the left. Inhale, come back up to center. And exhale, take your hands to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Hold and breathe. What about yourself can you trust in this moment? The more we anchor ourselves in the truths about ourselves, the things that we know without a doubt, the more confidently we can walk through our day, and the more we can stand in reality of honoring ourselves first. Take another breath. And then step your right foot all the way between your hands. Pin your back heel to the mat and spiral up into Virabhadrasana 2. Anchor your navel point slightly to the left. Reach your arms out strong and bend your front knee deeply. Look out over your right hand, and here, hold your ground well. Energetically hug your feet towards each other, engage all the muscles of your legs, and breathe deeply. Last inhale, and exhale, cartwheel your hands to the mat and step back, plank pose. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot between your hands. Pin your back heel down, and once again, inhale and come up to warrior two. Anchor your navel point slightly to the right. Look out over your left hand. And once again, anchor yourself in who you are and stand strong and confident in that truth and in that reality. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, cartwheel your hands to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Once again, inhale forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. One of the ways that we honor ourselves first is to know what our gifts are, to know what it is that we bring to the table, to know what it is that we want, so that we can more of the time say yes to the things that are serving us and allowing us to flourish, and saying no to things that are holding us back. Step your right foot between your hands once again. Pin your back heel down, and like warrior two, but kind of a hybrid with downward facing dog, walk your hands over to the left like they were coming towards 2 o'clock. Come up on your fingertips and sink into sort of downward facing dog with your torso and warrior two with your legs. And take a couple breaths. Very good. Walk your hands back in, and now take your right fingertips to the floor or your right elbow to your knee, and take your left arm alongside of your ear for extended side angle. And lift your back shin away from the floor and turn your navel point towards the sky and breathe. Take your left fingertips to the floor and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot between your hands. Same thing, pin your back heel down. Walk your hands now towards about 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Sink your seat and stretch your torso forward into this hybrid of down dog and warrior two. Lift your back shin away from the floor and breathe here. Walk your hands back in, and once again, either left elbow to left knee or left fingertips to the floor. Roll open into Utthita Parsva Konasana, extended side angle. Turn your left lung towards the sky. Firm your back leg. Take your right hand to the floor and step back, downward facing dog. If you wish, take the vinyasa. Inhale forward to plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Hold and breathe. From downward facing dog, bend your knees and look forward. In the bottom of your exhale, step or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, bow in, forward fold. Inhale, push all the way up to stand. Touch your palms together. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, and pause here. Squeeze your legs together. Find a little lift in your pelvic floor and draw your navel point back. And even here in this pose, can you get stable in the lower body and soften your chest and your face and your neck, maybe even finding a soft smile. And once again, stand firm. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Take your right foot between your hands, pin your back heel down, roll right open into Trikonasana. Take your left arm up to the sky. Turn your right lung towards the sky. Angle your navel point and firm both of your legs. And once again here, can you feel out of stability your capacity to expand? Where do you need to be bordered and structured here, and where can you soften? Very good. Bend your right knee and come back up to stand into Warrior Two once again. Look out over your right hand powerfully and with confidence, and stand firm. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, cartwheel your hands to the mat. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend, and exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot through. Pin your back heel down and roll right open into Trikonasana. Push down into the big toe side of your left foot. Turn the left side of your chest towards the sky and breathe. Good. Bend your left knee and come right up, Warrior Two. Firm your legs and once again soften in your chest and upper body and breathe. Cartwheel your hands to the mat and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Step your right foot all the way between your hands. Walk your feet parallel to one another, facing the long edge of your mat, and come all the way up to stand. From here, take your arms out to the side. Bend your right knee, and exhale, take your left hand down to the floor and your right arm up to the sky. And now inhale, reach your right fingertips alongside of your ear, look towards your hand, and then exhale, take your right arm back to the sky and twist deeply. Find length in the left side of your body and breathe. Push into your feet and inhale, come all the way up to stand. Release your arms to your side. Other side, inhale, take your arms up. Bend your left knee, take your right hand to the floor. Inhale, reach your left arm alongside of your ear, look towards your fingertips, and then exhale, left arm to the sky, turn your belly and breathe. Create more length in the right side body, flattening your right side. Good, and this time, take your left fingertips to the floor, straighten both of your legs. Inhale, come up halfway. And then exhale, widen your stance if you wish, and bow in. You can even come down onto your forearms if that feels good to you. Think about lengthening your upper middle back. And engage your legs here. Once again, finding the fold out of stability rather than collapsing. Come back up onto your hands and walk towards your right foot, coming into a low lunge, and step back, downward facing dog. Hold and breathe. From downward facing dog, step your right foot between your hands. Pin your back heel down and come up, Warrior Two. And exhale, extended side angle. Straighten your front leg, Trikonasana. Open your chest. And now transition, Ardha Chandrasana. Lift your left leg up, half moon pose. Stretch your left fingertips to the sky and flex your left toes towards your knee. And if you're feeling stable here, slowly turn your head and your gaze to look up at the sky. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. And then bend your right knee, step your left foot way to the back of your mat, and open up into Trikonasana once again. One more deep breath here. Exhale, take your left hand to the mat and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot through. Pin your back heel down and come up, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Roll your right arm alongside of your ear, turn your chest. And then straighten your left leg, Trikonasana, look up. And then look down at your left foot and transition, walking your left fingertips forward, Ardha Chandrasana, lift your right leg up. And again, if you feel steady, take your gaze up towards your top hand and breathe. Bend your left knee and step back, right foot back. Re-straighten your left leg and find Trikonasana once again. Bend your left knee, take your right hand down and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Hold and breathe. Take 2 more breaths in downward facing dog. Anchor yourself once again in some small truth about yourself that you wholeheartedly believe and can rest your knowledge and attention in. Come forward to plank pose and lower all the way to your belly. Bring your elbows underneath of your shoulders and your palms wide. Push your pubic bone down and energetically drag your elbows back and take your chest forward. We're going to do a little bit of abdominal work here. So as you exhale, tuck your chin and start to round your upper middle back as you lift your pelvis up off of the floor, keeping your knees down. Push into the floor, hollow your front belly, pull your navel point back. When you can't come up any higher, curl your toes under and straighten your legs, forearm plank. Tap your knees back on the floor, tuck your tailbone, suck your abdomen in, hollow your front belly, and then slowly lower your thighs down, then your pubic bone, then your belly, and pull your chest through. Once again, exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, round your back, scoop and roll up, hollow the front body. When you can't come up any higher, curl your toes under and straighten your legs, forearm plank. Tap your knees down, push your thighs down super slow, tuck your tail, pull your chest all the way through. One more time, chin to chest, round your upper middle back, hollow your front body, scoop and lift up, curl your toes under, find forearm plank. Tap your knees down, tuck your tail, scoop and slowly roll your thighs, your pubic bone, and your belly down onto the mat. Pull your chest through and pause here. Yoga tradition says that all around the energy around our navel center is the energy of your courage and your vitality and really all these elevated qualities of the mind. So we do abdominal work not to get ripped abs, but to cultivate courage and attention and build the energy around the navel point. Bonus, we get strong abs, which support our embodiment and our physicality. Spin your left forearm across your mat. And the closer your forearm is to your chest, the deeper the back bend will be. Kick your right heel in and reach back and grab a hold of the inside of your foot and start to drag your heel towards your butt. If you're more flexible in the shoulder, you might be able to spin your fingers the same direction as your toes and then turn your chest forward and breathe here. The more you push your pubic bone towards the mat, the deeper the stretch in this front thigh will be. Very mindfully and gently release your right leg, both forearms down on the mat. Pull your chest through and just feel for a moment. And now take your right forearm across, bend your left knee, catch the inside of your left foot, and start to drag your left heel towards your outer hip. And widen your right seat out to the side by pushing into the baby toe side of that extended leg. And lift your chest. Mindfully release your back foot. Come back onto your forearms once again. If you wish, straighten your arms into seal pose. Deep breath in. And then lower the elbows back down. When we take time to prioritize our well-being and to honor ourselves first, we create space for true servitude. Okay, so from here, just like we did before, curl your toes under, round your upper back, and start to peel away from the floor, coming back into forearm plank. Now from here, once you're in forearm plank, walk your feet in like dolphin pose and have a sense of humor, soft little smile, look forward at your hands, and lift both elbows up, finding downward facing dog once again. And take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand once again, just like we did before, and spin your left fingertips open. This time, drop to your left knee, kick your left heel in, reach back with your right hand and grab the pinky edge of your foot. Kick into your hand, roll your chest open. Nice big deep breaths. Take your right hand back to the mat and step back, downward facing dog. Either hold down dog or take the vinyasa. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward to the outside of your left hand. Drop to your back knee. Spin your right fingertips open past your mat, and then curl your right heel to your butt. Reach back with your left hand. Catch a hold of your foot and kick into your hand and open your chest. And the more you draw your pubic bone slightly towards your navel, the more you'll feel a stretch in your front body. Stay strong in your legs. Deep breath. Take your left hand back to the mat and step back, downward facing dog. Once again, if you wish, take the vinyasa. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Very good. Step your right foot halfway up your mat and spin your toes open and spin to the pinky edge of your left foot. Plant your left hand slightly in front of your shoulder and take your right arm up to the sky. From here, inhale, push your hips to the sky and reach your right fingertips alongside of your ear. And exhale, drag your right hand to your right hip and drop your hips. 2 more. Inhale, push your hips to the sky, reach long. And exhale, drop the hips and reach. Last time, inhale, big reach. And exhale, drop your hips towards the floor. Good, come back up into the neutral position where we started. Anchor your left foot on the floor. Pick your right foot up and place the ball of your foot behind your left leg. Now from here, roll open into a back bend. Plug your right shoulder into its socket. Reach your hand straight up to the sky and open your chest. Good, now from here, spin all the way back around and find downward facing dog once again. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Step your left foot halfway up your mat and spin your toes open. Come to the pinky edge of your right foot and plant your right shoulder slightly forward of your right hand, slightly forward of your right shoulder. Take your left arm up to the sky. Good. Reach your left arm alongside of your ear. Take a deep breath in, lift your hips, and then exhale, drop your hips towards the floor. Take your left arm by your left hip. Again, inhale, big reach, hips to the sky. Exhale, lower down. One more time, inhale, big reach, and exhale, lower down. Inhale, come back up to neutral, establish your right foot firmly on the floor, pick your left foot up and place the ball of your foot behind your right knee, and then roll open. Find the back bend and plug your left shoulder into its socket and lean up and back, open your chest. And spin back around, left hand to the mat. Downward facing dog. If you wish, vinyasa, forward to plank, chaturanga, up dog, and downward facing dog. Hold and breathe. Take one more breath in downward facing dog. And on your exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Stay high on the ball of your back foot and take your arms up to the sky. Deep breath in. And now in one fluid motion, sweep your arms back by your hips and lift your left leg up, warrior three. Find a demi point in that back foot. Push through the ball of your foot, chest forward. And in your instability, can you trust yourself? Find confidence here on your right leg. Start to bend your right knee and step your left foot to the back of your mat. Sweep your arms up once again. And now take your right hand to the middle of your right thigh. Start to turn your belly and hook your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Push your palms together and breathe in the spiral. Drop your confidence and your courage. Unwind your chest. Take your arms back up to the sky once again. And exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Step back, down dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot between your hands. Stay on the ball of your back foot, and once again, lift up, arms alongside of your ears. Sweep your arms back by your hips as you launch yourself forward, warrior three. Chest forward, lifted legs super strong. Take another breath, and then bend your left knee, step your right foot back. Take your arms up to the sky. Bring your left hand to your thigh, turn your belly, and use your hand to help nestle your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Push your palms together and turn your chest. Good deep breaths. Very good. Once again, draw up your courage. Unwind your torso. Take your arms up to the sky. Deep breath in. Exhale. Bring your hands to the mat and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe here. From downward facing dog, take your right knee forward. Bring the right knee to the back of your right wrist and make sure that all of your little baby toes on your right foot are flicking onto the mat. Walk your left foot back, stay with your toes curled under, and then point your toe, press into the baby toe side of your left foot in half pigeon. Drive your pubic bone forward, no squishing, and lift your chest. Hug your front knee, front hip back, and your back hip forward, and then take your arms up and catch the frame over your head. Opposite elbow to opposite palm. Take a deep breath in. Lift up and off of yourself. And then bring your fingertips back down to the floor. Come down onto your left forearm and bend your left knee. Reach back with your right hand and catch your foot. And draw your heel closer to your butt. Turn your chest. Two more breaths. Mindfully release that back leg. Bring both of your forearms to the mat. And then rather than collapsing, draw your right hip back, your left hip forward, and lengthen the front of your spine. Look slightly ahead and breathe here. And what can you trust here? Where can you exude a little more confidence in your gifts, in your offering, in your medicine? Where can you surrender, and where do you need to hold your boundary? Walk your hands back up and in. curl your left toes under, and then pick your right foot up off of the floor and reach it back, downward facing dog. If you wish, take the vinyasa forward to plank, chaturanga, up dog, and downward facing dog. Slide your left knee forward. Slide your left knee to the back of your left wrist. Walk your right foot back once again. Keep your toes curled under for a moment, and then point your toe. Push into the baby toe side of your foot. Draw your left hip back and your right hip forward, and then take your arms up and catch the frame and lift up and off of your kidneys. Take another breath. And then bring your fingertips to the floor. Walk down onto your right elbow and kick your right heel in. Grab your foot with your left hand, kick into your hand, turn your chest, and then draw that heel closer to your seat and breathe. Release a hold of your back foot. Bring your forearms forward onto the mat. And once again, hug your left hip back, your right hip forward. Lengthen the front of your spine and breathe here. Walk your hands in. Curl your back toes under. Pick your left foot up and step up and back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths. From downward facing dog, come forward to plank and lower to your belly. Point your toes back behind you. Stretch your fingertips back towards your heels. Push into your pubic bone. Lift your chest, lift your legs. And now do a hamstring curl. Drag your heels to your butt and catch your ankles. Flex your feet and then kick into your hands and lift your chest on your asana. Belly down. Couple breaths here in floor bow. Last breath. Good. Listen, lower your knees back down onto the floor. Re-extend your legs. Keep your feet lifted off of the floor. Bring your palms next to your chest. Lower your legs and then press up, upward facing dog. And take your seat high and wide, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Please drop to your knees. Sit back on your heels and then swing your feet around, coming onto your back. Come to lie on your back with the soles of the feet on the floor and your palms next to your hips. From here, inhale, lift your hips, sweep your arms alongside of your ear. And exhale, lower your arms and lower your hips. Please do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift your hips, lift your arms. Exhale, lower your hips and lower your arms. Listen, this time, inhale, lift your hips, lift your arms. And exhale, lower just your arms to the mat. Roll your shoulders underneath of you. Interlace your fingers at your lower back. And push your chest towards your chin and lengthen your chin slightly away from your chest. Breathe. Last breath. Undo the clasp and lower your seat down onto the floor and pause here. We're going to take a second set of the back bend, and there'll be an option for urdhva dhanurasana, upward bow pose. If that's not in your wheelhouse today, or it's not feeling good or calling to you, you're welcome to just stay in bridge pose. Everyone will begin, soles of the feet on the floor. Push into the floor and lift your hips. If you're taking bridge pose, interlace your fingers under your lower back once again. If you're taking urdhva dhanurasana, plant your palms next to your ears with your fingertips pointing towards your heels. Press to the crown of the head, hug your elbows in, and then straighten your arms. Urdhva dhanurasana. And breathe here. Spiral your inner thighs towards the floor and steady your breath. My upward bow people, bend your elbows, tuck your chin to your chest, come onto the upper back first, and roll down. Everyone, palms next to your hips, hips on the floor. And just pause here and rest for a moment. Feeling the effects of the back bend. Very good. Extend your right leg along the floor. Bend, your left leg along the floor, and then bend your right knee so that your shin is parallel to the floor. Flex your toes towards your knee and take your arms open to a T shape. Now from here, take a deep breath in and exhale. Take your right knee across your body, but don't let it touch the floor. Inhale, bring your knee back up to the center. Exhale, take your right knee across once again. And inhale, come back up to center. Listen, this time stay. Exhale, take your knee across so it's hovering parallel to the floor. And now energetically, try to hike your right heel higher than your toes as you anchor your left inner thigh towards the floor on their extended leg and turn your head to the right. Very good. Use your inhalation. Come back up to the center and extend your right leg on the floor. Pause, take a breath here. Very good. Reach your right leg long, anchor your right inner thigh towards the floor, and bend your left knee so your shin is parallel to the floor, and draw your toes towards your knee. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, draw your left knee across your body, but don't let it touch the floor. And inhale, come back up to center. Again, exhale, take your left knee across the floor. And inhale, back to center. This time, exhale, take the knee across, and then hike your left heel higher than your toes. Turn your head to the left, and anchor your right inner thigh towards the floor. You'll feel a lot of work across the back of your pelvis, your sacral area. Another breath. Use your inhale, come back up to the midline, and draw both of your knees into your chest. Take a moment and just massage your lower back here on the mat. Very good. Bring the soles of your feet together and your knees open wide in supine Baddha Konasana. Take one hand to your belly and one to your heart. Close your eyes and take 5 breaths here, allowing your hips and groin to release and relax. Breathe into your abdomen and let your chest be still. As you take a few breaths here on your back, can you once again establish yourself in who you are? And even some small truth that you know about your gifts, your calling. And where now is there unnecessary holding in the body that you can release, knowing that you are held? How can you honor yourself here in this moment with this breath? Draw your knees back together. Draw your right knee into your chest and extend your left leg along the floor. Interlace your fingers behind your right thigh, not on the knee joint, and stretch your right heel towards the sky. Straighten your leg. Good. From here, bend your right knee and curl your forehead up to your knee. Now, as you straighten your heel to the sky, find a little back bend. Tilt your chin up towards the sky and arch back. And then exhale, knee to your forehead again as you bend your right knee. Do that 2 more times. So head, neck, and shoulders are lifted. Straighten your right heel to the sky as you take your head back in one fluid motion. And exhale, curl in, forehead to your knee. Last time, inhale, straighten your leg as you take your head back. And now keep your right leg straightened and relax your torso, your neck and head on the floor once again. And you might find you have a tiny bit more range. Push your hand into your thigh and your thigh into your hands. And then bend your knee and switch sides. Take your left knee into your chest, your right leg along the floor. Interlace your fingers behind your thigh. And stretch your left heel to the sky. Bend your left knee, take your forehead to your knee, lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. And then as you straighten your heel, take your head back. Again, bend your knee, take your forehead to your knee. And push your heel to the sky, arch your head to the floor. One more time, bend your knee, forehead to your knee. And this time, as you extend, relax your torso and your head on the floor once again. One more breath. Bend both of your knees into your chest and give yourself a little massage on your lower back. And then wrap your arms around your shins. Bring your forehead all the way up to your knees in a little ball. Rest your head back on the floor once again. Squeeze your legs. And give yourself genuine affection. Feel your own touch. And extend your legs along the floor for Shavasana. Separate your heels a little wider than your hips. Your palms to the sky next to your hips. Nestle your shoulder blades underneath of you. And come to rest on your back. Take 3 or 4 deep breaths, allowing your system to start to regulate and the breath to become smooth and uninterrupted. And then release control of the breath. Allow the body to settle and the breath to find its ideal rhythm for this moment. Bring your attention and your awareness to the back of your head on the floor. And slowly trace the body. Feel your shoulders making contact with the mat. Buttocks making contact with the mat. All the way down to your heels. And tune in to the way in which the whole of you is held and supported, while the front body can stay open and soft. Allow yourself to feel as though you are being pulled towards the core of the planet, secure. Now, once again, please begin to deepen your breath. If you have more time, you are welcome to rest in Shavasana as long as you like. But if you need to move about your day, you can start to take some small movements and make your way to a seat. Every time we practice standing in confidence in the truth of who we are, we invite ourselves to stand in our truth, to offer our medicine to the world, and we get to stay in a little more integrity because we can say yes to the things we really want to say yes to and say no to the things that are out of alignment with who we are. This requires that we honor ourselves first, that we take off people-pleasing and allow ourselves to have fruitful, intimate confrontation and achieve desired outcomes through our own efforts, not through emotional manipulation. Strong boundaries and limitless love is available to each one of us. And boundaries are not a fence, they are a permeable thing that lets love in and lets love out. Bring your hands over your heart center and bow your chin to your chest. And take a moment here with your hands on your heart to honor yourself, to give gratitude for this body and this breath. Celebrate the fact that you made it to your mat today, that you honored yourself with this nourishment and this work. And rub your palms together vigorously in front of your face. Get some heat between your palms. When you're ready, cup your palms over your eyes. Let in the darkness behind your hands. And release your hands, let in the light, and welcome yourself back. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Have a wonderful day wherever you are.